बनेगा।
2 साल पहले दुनिया के छोटे से हिस्से में जो सांस की बीमारी की तरह शुरू हुई थी, उसने सारी दुनिया को अपनी चपेट में ले लिया। हमारी दुनिया हमेशा हमेशा के लिए बदल गई। हमारी दुनिया वो नहीं रही जिसे हम पहचानते थे। इस संकट से हमें जो सबसे बड़ी सीख मिली वो ये कि स्वास्थ्य वो सबसे बड़ा उपहार है जो हम सहेज सकते हैं और एक दूसरे को दे भी सकते हैं। कि स्वास्थ्य राष्ट्र की संपन्नता की कुंजी है। दैट हेल्थ इज वेल्थ। इस वर्ष हम आपको बताने जा रहे हैं कि क्यों बस एक स्वस्थ भारत ही हो सकता है एक संपन्न भारत।
Namaskar and welcome to yet another season of Banega Swasth India. NDTV and Dettol have been in partnership to get you the Swasth mantra. We made the switch from Swachh to Swasth because यहाँ हर कोई मानता है कि स्वास्थ्य को सीरियसली लेना चाहिए बॉस। और वही मुहिम एक बार फिर से छेड़ी है। जैसे कि आपने अभी अमिताभ बच्चन जी से सुना कि उन्होंने क्या कहा कि किस तरीके से स्वास्थ्य पर अगर हम गंभीरता से ध्यान दें तो उसका सीधा असर अर्थव्यवस्था पर पड़ता है। इट इम्पैक्ट्स द इकोनॉमी। इट मेक्स इकोनॉमिक सेंस टू थिंक अबाउट योरसेल्फ, थिंक अबाउट योर हेल्थ, बिकॉज इट improves the health of the country.
Just before we start, I want to ask you a few questions, but the foundation, I have one issue I'd like to raise about the attitude of the rich Western nations and their kind of lack of some realization that we are all in one planet. And that's kind of the theme of this whole 12 hours, one planet. And we should leave nobody behind. We often criticize the West for being self-centered and not thinking about the rest of the world. But in all respects, it is always me first, the economy, the environment, the vaccines. But now, COVID has taught us a major lesson that truly reveals that we live on one planet, one earth. So for all of us, it's a lesson. This is one world, one planet, and it is in the self-interest, as Sanket was just saying, of everyone to reach out and help each other. Because in the end, it comes back, and if you don't do that, it comes back and bites you.
I think the universality of the problem, which was the disease, the virus, made all of us come together. But as you rightly said, we can't be selfish in our thought.
Right.
And as Sanket was just saying that, even when the health does not improve of a nation, the GDP falls. Despite the fact that you are rich and you're popular and you're a developed country, if you're not healthy, even the healthy nations, their GDP drops, and that's terrible for any nation.
I think one of the great lessons of this entire 7 years, and this is the 8th year, is health is also universal and is so crucial as a basis for, as Amitabh was saying, GDP growth and for the welfare and quality of life.
Thank you for having me here, and thank you for the partnership with NDTV and with Amit Ji for the last 8th season. It's been a privilege to be here. I fully agree with you that as we look at a country, we look at the world, I think what this recent episode has taught us is just how inextricably linked we are. Both, by the way, in the problem, but also in the solution. If you just think about the positive side of it, and some of the developments we've seen in technology, that have actually helped in this crisis. Technology has moved beyond boundaries, and I know we can as well. But we've got to think about how we are linked with each other and share, because if we don't really vaccinate the world, we won't get out of the spiral that we are in. And to the point that you made, and what we've been saying all along, is health absolutely is the foundation for any economy, and hygiene is the foundation of health. And so you put all that together, it really brings us into a very important topic for this country. How do we get healthier? How do we get much more prosperous? But how do we bring everybody along? Which I think is the heart of what we're trying to do this year.
And Gaurav, I mean, you in India, you found people receptive towards hygiene, and there's been a change. It's been quite a major transformation that suddenly people realize that their health, their families, their children depend a lot on hygiene and simple factors. Wash your hands, cleanliness, That's changed a bit, hasn't it? I'm just thinking of the positives that we've learned from the last 2 years.
I think the whole behavior change towards good hygiene has happened. We track it, we see it. Obviously, during the pandemic, everything has gone up, including basic hygiene habits, hygiene around the home, hand washing. We focus a lot on hand washing. It's perhaps the easiest, simplest way to protect. And now WHO, governments all over the world has been saying that. So 40% of diarrheal caused diseases, cold and flu infections spread through hand hygiene, other gastro, apart from COVID, obviously, apart from virus. And so I think it's all gone up. And I think one of the tasks for us ahead is to make sure that it doesn't go back down.
Yeah.
I mean, because that can happen. I mean, people are do behavior change this time maybe a bit forcefully. And it's our job maybe in the next 2-3 years to make sure that we keep the basic hygiene habits.
Amitabh, in a way, the positive that's come out of this terrible pandemic is that it's the biggest catalyst for Swachh and Swasth.
Yeah.
People have begun to realize the importance of it more than ever before.
That's because everyone is saying the same language, speaking the same language.
And you've been bullying them also.
When you give one expression, say COVID or virus, everybody knows. I doubt if ever in the entire world, one expression, one language was understood by the entire universe. And if they're understanding it, work towards it, buddy, because, all our health
You
matters.
did this with polio, you bullied people into doing it, now you're doing it here also.
Well,
they listen to you.
If my bullying is going to work, then I don't mind doing it over and over again.
We're really very happy to have Venkaiah Naidu, the Vice President of India. He sent us a message for all of us, and it just shows how important this issue is.
Team of Dettol and NDTV, viewers of NDTV who are watching this program across the country and outside, distinguished dignitaries and other participants in this program, my dear sisters and brothers, I'm happy to know that the NDTV has launched another edition of its annual event, Banega Swasth India. This is a very timely and important initiative that seeks to improve public awareness on the crucial issues of health and wellness. I compliment NDTV for this effort. This is the aim of Swasth Bharat, which will ultimately lead to Sampanna Bharat or a prosperous Bharat. Healthy India can become a wealthy India, not vice versa. So my best wishes to the audience of the NDTV and panelists on this program. I also would like to compliment Sri Amitabh Bachchan ji for his continued interest and participation in programs in creating awareness among the people. Let all of us strive together with a greater determination for a Swasth and Sampanna Bharat. Namaskar, Jai Hind.
And we are very, very fortunate to have a man of action who does things on the ground.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us, Mr. Gadkari.
गडकरी जी, एक मुहिम जो है आज के इस कार्यक्रम की, वो ये कि हम किसी को भी पीछे नहीं छोड़ेंगे. किसी भी समाज के हों, कहीं से भी हों, उनको हम पीछे नहीं छोड़ेंगे. सबको एक साथ उनके स्वास्थ्य के लिए हमें काम करना है. क्या राय है आपकी इस वक्त?
सबसे पहले ये जो इन्वायरमेंट की हमारी एयर वाटर पोल्यूशन और एयर पोल्यूशन और साउंड, इसके पैरामीटर्स जो है ये जब तक सुधारते नहीं तब तक फ़ायदा नहीं होगा. दैट इज़ द फर्स्ट थिंग. सेकंड थिंग, मुझे लगता है कि अवेयरनेस जो आप कर रहे हैं, दैट इज़ रियली ए ग्रेट थिंग, कि लोगों को स्वस्थ रहने के लिए उन्होंने अपने पर्सनल लाइफ में किस प्रकार से रहना चाहिए, फूड हैबिट्स से लेकर एक्सरसाइज, योगा को अभी इंटरनेशनल प्लेटफॉर्म पर प्रतिष्ठा मिली है. और मैं ये मानता हूँ कि निश्चित रूप से पर्सनल लाइफ में ये डिसिप्लिन आने से हमको काफ़ी उपयोग होगा. तीसरी बात जो है कि जिसमें डिफरेंस ऑफ ओपिनियन होते हैं कि जितनी दवाइयाँ हम लेते हैं उसका फ़ायदा भी होता है और उसके साइड इफ़ेक्ट्स भी होते हैं. तो उसके बजाय क्यों नहीं हम हमारे हेल्थ पैरामीटर्स विदाउट यूजिंग मेडिसिन हमारी हैबिट से और हम उसको बदल दें. तो वो जो पब्लिक एजुकेशन है जो आप एक एम्बेसडर बन के काम कर रहे हैं, एनडीटीवी कर रहा है, और जिसके बारे में ये जो अवेयरनेस लोगों में पैदा होगा और विशेष रूप से जो छोटे बच्चे हैं उनमें जो पैदा होगा, इसका बहुत बड़ा फ़ायदा होगा।
Lakshman, and taking on from that, do you find that the people, general population, have become more receptive and have understood the importance of it as a result of this pandemic?
You know, this pandemic has been a crucible, as Amitji said. You know, the idea that one world has got global, appeal in some ways, or recognition.
Right.
You just think about what humankind has been through over the last 2 years. And it's quite unreal. I don't think we can ever look back, maybe 50, 100 years, it's just a handful of episodes that have actually been as defining as what's happened in the last couple of years. And we are seeing this fully around the world. The people have understood what it means to behave differently.
अब एक छोटे से ब्रेक का वक्त है, लेकिन ये मुहिम अभी ख़त्म नहीं हुई है, अभी तो बस शुरुआत। बने रहिए हमारे साथ।
स्वस्थ भारत जब रहेगा तभी तो भारत संपन्न बनेगा। स्वस्थ भारत जब रहेगा तभी तो भारत संपन्न बनेगा।
तो कार्यक्रम में एक बार फिर से आपका स्वागत है। आइए अब मैं आमंत्रित करता हूं डॉक्टर एन.के. अरोड़ा, हेड हैं नेशनल टेक्निकल एडवाइजरी ग्रुप ऑन इम्यूनाइजेशन, और डॉक्टर श्रीनाथ रेड्डी, प्रेसिडेंट पब्लिक हेल्थ फाउंडेशन ऑफ इंडिया। आप दोनों का। डॉक्टर अरोड़ा, मैं पहले आपसे शुरू करना चाहता हूं। टीकाकरण अभियान अब बहुत तेज़ी से चल रहा है और आप उसकी अगुवाई कर रहे हैं, लेकिन रियलिस्टिकली स्पीकिंग आपको लगता है कि अगर हमको स्वस्थ होना है जल्दी से, और ख़ास तौर से इस महामारी से, तो ये टीकाकरण मुहिम और तेज़ होनी चाहिए?
जहाँ तक टीकों की उपलब्धता है, वो उपलब्धता करीब करीब अब हमें कोई संशय नहीं है। और मैं यहाँ पर ये भी बताना चाहूँगा कि कुछ जो वैक्सीन अभी जिनको इमरजेंसी यूज ऑथराइजेशन नहीं मिला है, दो वैक्सीन हैं, एक बायोलॉजिकल ई की कॉर्बेवैक्स है और दूसरा जिनोवा की mRNA वैक्सीन। इन्होंने अपना स्टॉक पाइल करना शुरू कर दिया है, यानी कि दिसंबर के महीने में 30 करोड़ बायोलॉजिकल ई की और 6 करोड़ जिनोवा की वैक्सीन हमें और मिल जाएगी, जो बाकी हमारा कार्यक्रम चल रहा है। तो अगर हम इस सारे को देखते हैं तो वैक्सीन की कमी नहीं है।
Dr. Reddy, thank you very much for being with us. A single vaccine, instead of a double dose, gives you only about a 33% protection. So should we be going for double dose for everybody, single dose, booster dose? Again, you can read various opinions. What is your kind of consensus opinion on this?
Ideally, yes, if we had an abundance of vaccines and adequate assured supply, everybody should get the 2 doses in a fairly quick time. But if we do not have that comfort right now, then we have to protect the most vulnerable people, the elderly and people with immunodeficiencies and who are otherwise also having severe comorbidities with the 2 doses, and try and spread out the single dose as fast as possible to everybody else. But the moment we get an abundance of vaccine supply, we should actually start trying to give everybody the 2 doses in the hope that that will provide continued protection even as we maintain our public health vigilance.
Mr. Bachchan, Mr. Junaid Ahmed, country director of the World Bank, is also with us.
Yeah, sir, this is Amitabh Bachchan. I just wanted to know, in your experience, how much of a role does the general health of a country and its population, its environment play on how prosperous a nation can be?
Oh, there's absolutely no doubt that the lesson we have learned today is that economic growth, if it does not take into account health, the human capital, as well as the environment, it's not an economic growth that can either be sustainable or whether it can actually lead to welfare increases. Look at the challenges India faces: air pollution. So you can get a 7% growth rate going, but if you have air pollution associated with that growth, ultimately, what's the welfare of people?
Mr. Gaurav Jain, I'd just like to ask you something. Do you think that efforts like Detol Banega Swasth India are, in a sense, paving the path for strengthening hygiene prominence?
The biggest thing that we propagated for the last 8 years was our school hygiene program, where we teach hygiene to students in the country, and today we are in 650,000 schools. And now with COVID, I think everybody is talking about hygiene. Everybody is doing more with hygiene. And as I said, we need to keep that up. The brand purpose of Dettol is to rid the world of infection and disease. And therefore, education in hygiene plays a key role in doing that.
Lakshman, just taking on from that, theme of these 12 hours is the link between health and growth of your economy and prosperity. How do you see that link in a nutshell?
You know, one of the things that this whole experience has taught us is that, you know, we were living in a kind of an environment like a trapeze. You know, we were swinging between swings, the music was playing, and all of a sudden the music stopped. And when the music stopped, people began falling off those swings. And some of them fell through the net completely. They didn't stop, but many were caught by this net of public health, this net of economic health. And by the way, what came through very clearly was this net was really very, very important. It was foundational for the people who fell. But what also came through is that these people who wake up every morning to tighten the net, the front line that Mr. Ahmed talked about, they were super important because they are the ones who actually protected this net, kept it taut, you know, caught these people. So the health of a country depends upon its public health. But if we don't strengthen this net, we won't be prosperous. But if we do, think of the potential that lies ahead, both in terms of quality of life, length of life, and the productivity that people can bring to a country. That's at the heart of this.
अब इससे पहले कि हम आगे बढ़ें, मैं ज़रा उठ करके आप लोगों को एक चीज़ दिखाना चाहता हूँ. आई एम सो अमेज्ड टू सी कि ये बजने वाला है. दीज आर ड्रम्स जिसमें पानी रखते हैं या कुछ और रखते हैं. Like this. Pardon my bad performance. Over to you guys. Thank you.
ये मेरा रिदम, इसी के ऊपर बजाओ कुछ.
Make a rhythm.
ये इसी के साथ चलो. Variation.
That one also. You are better than me.
It's very good, yeah.
Yeah, lovely. Not bad, yeah. पिछले कुछ घंटे में जो हमने चर्चा की वो थी स्वास्थ्य को लेकर के कैसे कोई पीछे ना छूट जाए. लेकिन अब तक हमने क्या हासिल किया है, पिछले 75 साल में हमने क्या हासिल किया है और क्या बदलने की ज़रूरत है. मैं स्वागत करना चाहता हूं सौम्या स्वामीनाथन, चीफ साइंटिस्ट, वर्ल्ड हेल्थ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन.
You know, we are talking now about 75 years of India's health and the hygiene story. What would you say are the biggest learnings and what can we think about for the future, for the next 15 years?
I think really bringing together programs like the Jal Jeevan Abhiyan, the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, as well as Ayushman Bharat. We know that to have good health, water, sanitation, hygiene are also extremely important. So bringing all of these as national programs and focusing on safe water, on sanitation and universal health coverage, I think is, as I said, it's a journey that India is on, but is exactly the right path to be.
So you've been the health secretary and you've been working across several national, international bodies, worked with healthcare systems very closely. 75 years from now, where and what are we lagging in?
When you look at health, we only look at the health ministries and health departments. There are several contributory factors to health, which we call the social determinants, and nutrition is one of them. Sanitation, water supply, women education, girls education, all these contribute to good health. But how much of importance they are being given as contributory factors to health? In their own area, they may be having priority for different purposes. But as a policy coherence and as program coherence, we have not been able to bring all these together into one common agenda and we are having a common minimum program on health for the entire country. I think that to me will be the biggest challenge for the next 75 years. Thank you.
I'd like to ask Martha Chen a question. How true is it that the informal workers you've worked with, the women in particular, during all these years in India, they could contribute more if they were taken care of in a better manner, given better health facilities?
Often they are undermined by chronic medical conditions. And if they are injured or fall ill, their earnings stop almost immediately. And if they're hospitalized, they draw down their savings and they go deeper into debt. And this is because the informal workers live off daily earnings and they do not have health insurance or paid sick leave. So we have to ensure that they're not left behind by health going forward. And we need to recover the economy from the COVID crisis in a way that brings the informal workers along in the recovery, a recovery from below.
Neeraj, I would like to come to you and ask you this question. Today, India is a leading producer and exporter of vaccines. It is still home to 1/3 of the world's unimmunized children. Clearly, a lot more needs to be done.
We've also seen immunization take a huge hit during the COVID pandemic. For our future generations, it's absolutely important that our routine immunization programs work much more effectively. We actually go to those hard to reach. And you know, the whole, for this program, taking everyone along, I think that's the challenge. How do we look at health equity more than just reaching 70% of the population? How do we ensure that 100% of the population is reached?
Indraji, what are the areas that you feel we have not been able to improve as much as expected?
I think the place where India has not done so well is the pre-treatment region. How treatment, when you come for treatment, your health is nearly failed already. But I think what you need to do is touch upon the health issues before you need treatment, the preventive part of it. And I think that's where India has to give concentrate more on that.
Actually, if I could just use that as a basis for asking Susan Ferguson a question. Tell us why gender is critical to advancing this whole concept of leaving no one behind.
Well, I think there's a short answer to that question, and that is that women make up 50% of the population globally. So, you know, if women aren't able to participate in a range of different opportunities, then no country can reach the Sustainable Development Goals. So that's the short answer. But of course, within that, there are many women who are also at the bottom of the pyramid of many of the disadvantaged groups who are maybe living in poverty. So, we form part of this, at the same time, a massive opportunity for economic development. But also there are so many women and girls who are left behind within different categories and marginalised people. So we need to, you know, there's that old saying of a rising tide lifts all boats. And I think that is true. You know, women need to be part of this tide so that the whole country and the globe can reach our full development.
स्वस्थ भारत जब रहेगा तभी तो भारत संपन्न बनेगा.